we're just like, wait, have you ever gotten a Father's Day present?
My name is Ahsan Najmi, and I'm an architect and a father of two. Rhea and Isa call me Daddy.
My name is Zaid Siddik. I'm a father and my I was going to say
I'm a sock maker.
I'm in the textile industry, and my daughter Celine and son Qasim call me Daddy.
Hi, my name is Shoaib Sultan. I'm father of three. I'm in steel manufacturing and father to Shamir Sultan, Leila Sultan, and Dela Sultan. They call me Baba.
That's the best you'll get from us too.
How does your Monday start, Ahsan?
6:45, sometimes earlier.
And then?
And then recently you're looking at me because I've been playing like nanny also. Yeah, I mean, I think 6:45. The kids are up at like 6:20, 6:10.
Okay, so the Najmis are a very high-functioning
Najmis
family.
are extremely
it's
high-functioning
6:45 and 6 a.m. over here.
Yeah. No, unfortunately,
we're in the 8s over here. And,
Yeah, I think mine are a little older, so they have to be at home, at school.
At school by like 7:30.
No, so plus my kids are like super anal about being on time.
Oh, wow,
So 7:05, we have to leave,
Yeah.
It's like 20 seconds away from the house, but so we'll get there at 7 or 7:10. They want to be in before. So both of them are very different. He gets dressed in 20 seconds. He'll get in, like, you have to remind him, like, she will come literally like
right at the end,
like a minute before, sit down to have breakfast and then sit on the table.
So mine are the opposite. Celine is the same. She wants to be on time everywhere. So she's after all of us. All three of us are late Latifs beside her. And Qasim's the, just pulling stuff until we're just like, bhai jaldi chalo warna iPad is confiscated. Late ho jane se kuch nahi hota.
iPad is going.
iPad is going. iPad is going is the only thing that works. Nothing else works with Qasim.
So Isa has the same issues, but he's like super organized. So his table will be like with the and that's probably my issues in life. So his uniform will be laid out. He'll check his bag. She will be like.
Are you dropping the kids to school or is Saira?
I'm dropping the kids. I've always dropped the kids to
school. So in my house it's a battle. Sadi will never drop. I will have to go every day.
Yeah.
So I have to wake up early and then I have to drop Shamir. Then I come back. It's a debate. Will I drop Leila or will she drop Leila?
I don't think so.
I think men are pretty resilient.
They'll resilient and also like
take anything that comes
like
our way.
to think that we're not complainers. But to be honest, it hasn't been anything like that. I can't think of anything that I
think
wish.
Naturally went into the role of being a father. I don't think there was any
and
issues.
I think there's a lot like, I mean, for me, when I had my first child, the one tangible thing that I really experienced was like, how you feel when you have a crush when you're young. And then you kind of like, you kind of convince yourself that you've matured out of those feelings altogether. And like, it's a little bit of jaded or a little bit of experienced or whatever you want to call it. But all that came rushing back, those way I'm just like, okay, I'm still capable of feeling that giddy. So,
absolutely.
Which is awesome. And
you find yourself making like funny noises and things.
Like before I had kids, I would be like, this guy's calling his son or daughter, all these kind of like, puke. But comes out naturally at the end of it.
No, I remember day one, like I think my daughter, I gave her the first shower and my wife was a little nervous. And like he said...
Did you ever change a diaper?
Yeah.
I've never changed a diaper.
Yeah?
I mean, I had my first in Canada, so I had to do that.
Yeah, you had to do that.
I had to do that for a good month and a
Yeah.
half.
And I don't know if it
Second
was
one, no.
Yeah.
I agree.
I've never
so
done
so
diapers.
second one, I
Yeah.
think nothing.
Yeah.
I think
with
everything for the first one, it was like I'd come home and
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
baby bath time or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
was supposed to be. She was a little colic. I figured out the football stance or
Yeah.
whatever it was. It was like real like
Yeah.
getting into which formula, which this. By the time my son came around, it was more like
Yeah.
ठीक है.
हो गया सब हो
ठीक है,
गया.
हो गया.
जाने दो.
आगे बढ़ो.
So Mama
Yeah.
definitely stepped up on the
Yeah.
second one.
Yeah. Dad was a little bit more absent than in our generation.
Yeah.
But I think that's a generational phenomenon, and that's
I think mothers played a bigger role.
mothers
Yeah.
played a bigger role
back in the day.
The defaults were quite accepted.
Yeah.
Roles in their
Yeah.
classical meaning
Yeah.
were quite ingrained, and all of those things.
I think our dad-son relationship was also a little different.
It was. It's very different.
I think it was a lot more formal
Yeah.
back
It was
then.
a lot more
more based
formal.
on respect and
Yeah.
Yeah.
your father said
One
this,
step
so
removed. Yeah.
just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I-
So
I
now,
Nowadays that doesn't work. Nowadays I say your father has said this, so
So what's the problem?
Yeah.
well, I think that's also due to design, right? Like we
Yeah.
all, I think, are consciously trying to move towards more of a friend and less of a
Yeah.
formal
Yeah.
bond with our
Yeah.
children, and
Yeah.
that is affecting all of this. And it's like
No, I think
pretty-
communication is very different.
communication. is
The
like-
way things were communicated to us,
Yeah.
the questions, the knowledge that they have, even from just speaking to other kids,
Yeah.
they're so more dialed in.
Mhm.
We were absolutely not dialed in. So the
Yeah.
questions that they'll ask,
and my son told me off for telling him off.
yeah,
What do you mean? I didn't like it. You hurt my feelings. I'm like, that's what I was trying to do that. So you
Yeah.
listen to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's more different now.
yeah. Can you imagine?
No way.
No way.
उस
right?
वक्त तो अगर
Different-
कुछ
different.
Yeah,
खैर माँ को ही
like-
बोल सकते थे, वो तो फिर एक जूता आता या हैंगर आता.
माँ को भी इतना
Yeah,
खास
नहीं
नहीं
कुछ
बोल
नहीं,
सकते
couldn't
थे.
say anything. No.
माँ को फिर भी ज़्यादा बोल सकते
हाँ
हैं.
ज़्यादा बोल सकते थे. Then
I felt
we-
like my sister could say anything to my dad, but
Yeah,
I mean, my father was a very patient man.
Okay.
He could, deal with a lot, but the communication was definitely more
Yeah.
my mother, and getting answers, getting
Yeah.
all of that. In our case, I think we're completely in there.
Yeah.
We're in the game. We're
Yeah.
asking the
Yeah,
questions. They're asking the questions. We're having figured out how to
Yeah.
even
Answer those
odd
questions.
questions.
Yeah,
You
odd
know, things that
questions.
were
Oh, yeah, I have to take permission from my kids to go play tennis. Do you mind if I go? Can I go for an hour, please?
the guilt.
Yeah.
The guilt.
So
yeah.
it's very different now.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I just got a call from my daughter, and she's got this art exhibition at Indus Valley right now. And I told her I can't make it for another 45 minutes. So
Yeah, dad gets
That,
it right there.
that
Dad guilt
makes
right there.
two of us, by the way. So both of them are in the same
Yeah.
place. So I mean, it's that
Yeah.
kind of guilt. Like if you don't make it to something, or you don't make it. To,
and again, like for me, it's just every single day, like, whether you have a good work-life balance or whatever you want to call it, time with kids, time not with them, while they are growing up, you're still trying to catch those fleeting moments, and there's no answer to how many of those or what the balance is. We just want all of it, as many of those. Okay, these are the years where they think that we are their heroes, they
Yeah.
love us, they love
Yeah.
spending time with us, and when is that going to end? It'll end pretty soon.
Yeah, there's gonna be age where they won't
Yeah.
want to see you.
Where they
Yeah,
won't want to
absolutely.
see
No,
you,
we
and
don't
that's
hang
it.
out
Then it's
anymore,
game
yeah.
over, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's game
after
over.
that, it's done.
So just
Like-
keep having babies, Zaid.
Huh?
Just keep having babies.
I agree.
You're forever
Yeah.
hero.
I agree. I agree. My wife.
yeah, I think the big moments, right? They small things. Like I remember my kids would just want us to be there every Wednesday on assembly. If we weren't there, if they couldn't see your face,
Yeah.
there would be extreme guilt and disappointment. I think those kind of things for them, like you said, it's the little things. It's not really
Yeah.
these big ostentatious party or this, that, the other. It's it's the little things. They want to constantly see you there. They want to know that you remember it. They want to be in touch.
Yeah.
It's quality time, and yeah, it's going to last for a little bit.
For a little minute, yeah,
The
exactly.
minute they hit high school.
Yesterday I was playing paddle and like Shazim was there like watching, and his daughter was playing. So his son was there too. His son's maybe about 10 or 11 or something like that. And he's like, he's hugging him. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, it lasts till like 10, 11.
Nice.
I've got like, 3-4 years still.
So I was at my brother-in-law's.
Milk it as much as you can.
Yeah, milk it as much as you can.
I was at my brother-in-law's house. His kids are older, and I left my daughter and my son. So my daughter came out saying, "Love you." So I looked at him. I said, yeah, "Nice." He said, "Love you back." He said, "Enjoy it, man. Would it last?" He's like, "Actually, with the daughters."
It lasts forever. Sons are the ones that kind of just forget about
and that's
you.
it, right? So yeah, I guess we're all lucky we have.
Daughters.
We have daughters.
Also. That's true. Not to take away from the sons.
Not to take away from the sons. Not at all.
They might watch this podcast.
Yeah,
and they do
that bit too.
ये बोल रहे थे.
Love you too.
I think traveling is definitely a big challenge, especially if you have 3.
Yeah.
It was a dynamic of so.
I don't know how you
a lot of your decisions are now based on your children now.
I think if you look at from a larger perspective, the patience level that you have to bring into yourself.
The patience level is.
I think that's something that inevitably, whatever your personality type is, the kind of dads we are today, the level of patience that we need to bring to just to be able to answer that question, not snap, not react. And I think all of us, I can say it for all of us, you see each other.
You have to really hold yourself back.
You gotta hold yourself, you gotta
Yeah.
bite your lip. That's probably the biggest thing. I mean, back in the day, I don't think those challenges existed. This is different. Yeah, I mean, fundamental here and there, like you said, traveling, kids' ages change. I mean, my eldest is going to middle school. I can tell this is going to be a real challenge.
Yeah, it's going to be a big challenge.
Big jump up.
Big jump up. So big conversations are happening in our house. Like, okay.
And we're like, while growing up, so like my kids are 6 and 7 now. And while at this stage, they haven't developed all the components of logic, right? Yeah. So there's some of these like difficult questions, difficult concepts that you can't really explain to them because they're not there yet. Yeah. Or it'll confuse them even more.
So mine are a little older, right? 9 and 11.
Yeah.
And so there's some analytical thinking.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to respond,
they'll call you out on it.
They'll call you out on it, and they'll have watched some YouTube video and come up with this. And travel that you were talking about, like I remember they've now so much access that they had virtually toured a couple of places that we were going to go to, and they knew more about it than I did.
Yeah. So they're like, now we don't need to go anymore. Now we're done with this. Thank you, we saw it.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I just generally went with my wife's way. I really didn't go down that route.
That's the way.
We're path of least resistance.
Yes.
I think we're like path of least resistance and
safe.
Just leave it at that.
Keep it simple.
But if anything, I think like at least with me, with the kids coming in, I think my relationship with my wife has got became a lot more enriched and better actually.
Yeah.
So there were like buffers, there were like common.
I agree. I think kids do help improve your relationship with your wife.
To be honest.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree. I think we grew as a family. We realized we wanted to, sort of do a lot more things together. And every marriage has its moments, but I think you're right. Those buffers.
And viewing
exist.
someone as like your wife versus the mother of your children also.
Yeah,
It's like
very different.
it's a very.
So I grew up in an environment where my dad was always like, everything's the same.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was always the same. The rules shouldn't technically be different. Yes, we live in a different society. We are all very lucky right now because our kids are very small. We haven't crossed those stages. But I think at this early stage, it's parenting rules and things are very similar.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like.
But you can still be a little bit harsher with your son, you know. You can be a little more stern. With your daughter, you have to kind of be a little softer, gentle. You know, you can't be that stern.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's a bit
they're
different.
more sensitive. My
Yeah.
daughter's like a lot more sensitive.
Even
Who-
mine, she'll just start crying
yeah,
immediately.
she'll
Yeah,
start crying.
My son
yeah.
will take at least 3-4 shoutings before he starts crying.
Yeah,
To immediately
yeah.
break down.
Yeah.
Give advice, dads.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
advice, dads. This
Wise
is
words.
advice time.
None of these wise
I don't
old
think
dads
any dads
gave me
give
any
any
advice.
advice.
man.
advice.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
dads.
I think,
Every man for himself.
I think,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
we just got a good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pat on the
Yeah.
back and said, see you later.
See you later.
Yeah.
See you in a few years.
Figure it
Yeah.
out. Go figure.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know.
I think so. Not that much. I mean, if there's
I don't think guys talk about
guys
that
don't
stuff.
Talk about,
No,
guys don't really
no.
talk about like.
I mean, in passing,
I'll just say खाने में
Yeah,
उसने ये
yeah,
किया
yeah.
या
Yeah,
उसने
yeah,
ये
yeah.
किया है, this one
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
this.
Did you get anything for Father's Day?
Did you
That's
get
about
That'll
it.
be one of
Yeah,
our
yeah.
parenting questions.
Yeah.
Once we realize that there is a Father's
But I
Day.
don't think.
I think we
yeah.
should buy each other a gift.
I think
Yes,
we should buy
yes.
each other a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
think
have
that's
to
a
fend
great
for
idea.
ourselves, dads.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
have to,
yes.
I agree.
you know. So on a routine basis, my favorite time is in the morning when they jump into our bed
Yeah.
and we're still kind of sleeping.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hate it when I miss that. Like, you know,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
if that doesn't happen one day, the next
Yeah.
day I'm just like, Celine, you didn't come
Yeah.
to wake
You
me
know,
up.
Leila comes in every morning. She'll crawl
Yeah.
into bed. Shamil
Yeah.
will come in once in a while, depending
Yeah,
if he's
yeah,
had bad sleep or something. But Leila to roz aa jati hai subah.
Yeah.
So mine have grown a little older. So small things like, you know, we'll have a movie night.
Yeah.
Movie nights
yeah.
are great. I'm an architect, so I love drawing. They will both sit down. We'll all sit down.
Yeah.
And I remember doing that with my dad. That was
Yeah.
like precious. We'll get canvases. We'll just sit and all three of us will color,
Yeah.
draw, whatever. Those things are amazing. No, it's great when they get into you all get into one thing.
thing, and like you somewhat enjoy it
Yeah,
through nostalgia,
absolutely.
and they love it.
And so you're
same,
finding
like,
moments to like, you know,
We're
go
on
there.
like movie 1 right now,
Yeah.
and we're like scrolling through book 1. We
Yeah.
tried movie 2, but it was a bit scary for my kids.
Yeah.
Right now.
Pace it out. Yeah.
So yeah, pace it out.
It's
And-
great. It lasts
it's
for
great.
so long,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
trying
you
to get them into Star Wars right now because we're going to Star Wars World.
Yeah.
Get a little bit like you
Yeah.
know.
It's great because you got
anticipation
to,
going.
Yeah, and then they start reading up and they start
Yeah.
finding the characters and they remember stuff and they're pointing
Yeah,
out
yeah.
stuff to you that you weren't.
Oh, they're
actually
correcting
didn't-
you. They're just
Yeah.
like, "Bhai, you don't
I know more. You
I
know
know
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know
Who's,
nothing.
who's Iron Man's dad? What's his name? I have no idea, man. You know? So, those are awesome.
Yeah, those are amazing.
I want
What's
an
a
entire
tight
golf
list?
set.
Yeah, I was just
I want a
gonna
golf
say.
set. I want new tennis rackets, some tennis shoes.
I
think that's it.
I was going to go with the same tennis
What do I
racket
want?
and there's some really nice OCs that I saw. Maybe those.
Look at how Sharif he is, yaar.
simple
If it's an
thing.
and, then that's fine. But OCs पे तो नहीं खर्चा.
Yeah.
मतलब like ask for
सही
something.
चीज
मांगना है तो
मांगो.
सही मांगो
हाँ,
यार.
अच्छा यार फिर
You
वो
know?
पहले तो golf set से शुरू किया ना.
चलो,
I
golf
want,
set,
I
yaar.
want a new bag for my wife. That's what I want for Father's Day.
wow, Shoaib really laid on, right? I want to
That's
do.
actually a very good idea. I want her to buy herself a new bag, but then I would get to give it to her on her birthday.
Yes.
I want her to buy
Are you
her
doubling
own.
down on gifts?
I'm doubling down, bro. I'm doubling down.
Yeah,
I'm
I like
doubling
it.
down, man.
Yeah.
You know, give this to me for Father's
Yeah.
Day, then I give it back to
Yeah,
you. For your
that's right,
birthday,
that's
yeah.
right.
You know, for Mother's Day, whatever comes next.
Yeah, it's more personalized.
Yeah, I guess, you know.
For my
I
kids, you
think-
just want
yeah,
time.
yeah,
yeah,
You just
that's
want
it,
like.
yeah.
I'm sure my daughter will bake something and put it together. I'm sure my son will sit and make a card. Those are
Yeah,
perfect.
those are
Those are-
perfect.
those
yeah.
are- that's
They're
it.
not expecting much from kids.
No.
huh?
Yeah.
Only from the wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so my
yeah,
wife,
yeah,
she
yeah,
better-
yeah. This is a
This is
a
her
wife's
time to go.
expectation.
Yeah,
Let's be real here.
Kids,
I mean,
it's
It's
the
for Husband's
cuteness.
Day, not Father's Day.
Yeah.
Change the name.
That's true. Also, yeah, that was a good point. Like one of my friends actually raised that point on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, bhai, it's Mother's Day. What are you expecting anything from me for? It's
Yeah.
not Wife's Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously, point blank.
To say, Is he alive?
He's still alive. He's still
Yeah.
alive. This all happened in front of a few of us fathers and mothers, and we all gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
We said,
Standing
"Yeah, I
up.
never thought of it that way. Yeah, he's absolutely right.
You say mother of
Mother's
your
Day.
children?
It's not Wives' Day. It's not Mother of your Children Day."
City FM 89.